we'll move on forward to 6.3. I'm going to cover 6.3 and 6.4. I'm going to read them both, and then we will allow public comment for both as well during the time frame. So 6.3, our 9 to 5 presentation of proclamation declaring September 26th, 2025 as Native American Day in Lake County. I'm also going to read 6.4, presentation of proclamation declaring the second Monday in October as Indigenous Peoples Day in Lake County. If you're here for this proclamation, I'm going to come read it, and come join me, please.
Blonde moment, forgot to.
Come on up. I also have a proclamation for each tribe in Lake County. So we'll do this one first.
Yeah, I was wondering what was going on. I wasn't sure if
All right. So we're going to start out with the September 26th, 2025 California Native American Day in Lake County. I'm going to give you a little, that is the actual Native American Day. A lot of the tribes already had their California Indian Day celebrations, their big times. This Friday at the Capitol, there's going to be another gathering at the state capitol for everyone to share on that day as well. And that's what this proclamation actually accentuates. I'll go ahead and read this one first. Proclamation declaring September 26, 2025 as California Native American Day in Lake County. Whereas Lake County has been home to people for greater than 12,000 years and richly diverse cultures of the 7 tribal nations indigenous to Lake County. Middletown Rancheria of Pomo Indians, Koi Nation of Northern California, Big Valley Band of Pomo Indians, Scotts Valley Band of Pomo Indians, Habemetalel Pomo of Upper Lake, Robinson Rancheria of Pomo Indians of California, and Elam Indian Colony. They all have enriched every aspect of our community's history. And whereas Native Americans have helped to make our community stronger and more prosperous, and whereas we celebrate the richness of the county's unique tribal history, traditions, achievements, and the impact Native American cultures have had upon every American. And whereas Lake County is committed to protecting the sovereign right of Native American tribal organizations and institutions to strengthen their own communities. And whereas, in observance of California Native American Day, the County of Lake encourages all citizens to join in recognizing the many enduring contributions Native Americans have made to our state and county, and commits to carrying forward the legacy of strength and sovereignty demonstrated by tribal leadership in our county's past, present, and future. Now therefore, be it proclaimed that the Lake County Board of Supervisors declares Friday, September 26, 2025, California Native American Day in Lake County, passed and adopted this 23rd day of September 2025, signed by myself, Chair of the Board of Supervisors. Oh. If there's anyone that would like to comment on this specific document, by all means, or you can allow the other one to be read and we can move forward from there. Is there anyone that would like to do that? All right, we'll go on to the next one. Thank you. You would like to talk about the
This is my birthday. That's always, hey, I love it. I grew up in the Bay Area of all heritage. My wife is back Portuguese, so, but hey, first one's here. I love the heritage. It's wonderful. And on my birthday to have this kind of thing happen for y'all, I appreciate it and I love it. And I love seeing America be this way with everybody. It's great to have all the nationalities and the ones who were originators and stuff like that. I just appreciate all y'all. Appreciate you.
Happy birthday. We get to share that day with you. All right. This next proclamation is declaring the second Monday in October Indigenous Peoples Day in Lake County. As you know, I want to say in September 2019, myself and Moke Simon had brought this forward. It used to be called Columbus Day. As we know, that's basically a fallacy. We know that he never actually reached the United States. So us calling that day Columbus Day is kind of doesn't make sense. So we're honored that the federal government decided to declare it Indigenous Peoples Day. So I'll go ahead and read this. Whereas the area now known as Lake County has been home to people for greater than 12,000 years and richly diverse cultures of 7 tribal nations indigenous to Lake County: Middletown Rancheria of Pomo Indians of California, Khoi Nation of Northern California, Big Valley Band of Pomo Indians, Scotts Valley Band of Pomo Indians, Habemetlel Pomo of Upper Lake, Robinson Rancheria of Pomo Indians of California, and Elam Indian Colony have informed every aspect of our community's history. And whereas policies and practices of the United States and earlier colonial governments deprived indigenous people in the state of California and Lake County, specifically of land holdings, liberty, even life itself. Whereas the County of Lake is committed to protecting rights of tribal organizations and institutions to strengthen their own communities, as well as recognizing and celebrating achievements in areas such as governance, environmental stewardship, agriculture, and the arts. And whereas Indigenous Peoples Day was first proposed to the United Nations more than 40 years ago and is now celebrated in many states, counties, cities, and school systems across the United States. Whereas in January 2019, Lake County proudly became the first United States county with 2 concurrent seated American Indian supervisors, Moke Simon and E.J. Crandall. And whereas, because of our historic position, we have a responsibility to lead in honoring and celebrating the legacy of all America's indigenous peoples, their histories and cultures, and particularly those indigenous to Lake County. Now, therefore, be it proclaimed that the Lake County Board of Supervisors declares the second Monday in October Indigenous Peoples Day in Lake County, passed and adopted this 23rd day of September 2025, signed by myself, Eddie Crandall, Chair of Board of Supervisors. All right. Thank you, everyone. And I just have to say this second one was conducted because a lot of the leaders during that week are going to be, the week before Indigenous Peoples Day, are going to be at different events that have to do with tribal governance. And so if we conducted that, we would probably have like two people probably here. So we decided to do this a little earlier and ensure that everyone was able to come forward and be part of this proclamation. Glad that all the leaders got to come today, and I'll go ahead and open it up for any tribal leader that would like to speak about these proclamations.
As always, thank you, Ron, as a tribal elder, for telling me to go. Happy birthday. Thank you very much for those words. So obviously, Lake County Board of Supervisors, admin staff, everybody, thank you very much for this honor today. Being here, I think, is just very important for all of us to show up and say thank you very much. So, EJ, thank you for reading this and presenting both these, and proud to have these things continue. So, once again, thank you very much. Lake County will be well represented at the Capitol on Friday. I myself will be there, and I know many other leaders will be carrying our flags to honor Lake County in this manner. So thank you very much for today. And I want to thank everybody who did come out to our big times and our celebrations throughout the county. I know it was very busy this weekend, but it's for us to share our culture and to show who we are with the community, but also to bring you out and just let you know that we really appreciate the camaraderie that we get, the patronage to our businesses, and we just want to say thank you. So from the Middletown Rancheria, thank you very much. Thank you to Lake County Board of Supervisors.
All right, Patty.
Yeah, I just also want to echo that, the thank you. I just appreciate it so much. And on behalf of Scotts Valley, you know, it's really important to be acknowledged as a First Nations tribe, as First Nations people. And we're just so thankful that this is becoming the norm. It needs to be the norm that we are acknowledged in the place that we were here for since time immemorial. So I really want to thank you. And yeah, we just had our big time, and it was beautiful, and a lot of people came out, and we are always just welcoming people to come out to our celebration. So yes, and happy birthday.
Duenamik odi wakshi Ron Montez buchike habenapo. My name is Ron Montez. I'm an elder from Big Valley Band of Pomo Indians. They call them Habenapo, means rock people, rock village. And it is an honor for me to be here as well as these other leaders. I look out and I see hope. There's been a struggle in this community for many, many years just to have a voice or sit near to a table that would make some difference for our people. Now we're at the table with suggestions and ideas, and it is inspiring to all of our Native people to see. But you also inspire us older ones, because we know that in good hands, the fight that our ancestors left for us and my time, I'm leaving for the rest of you to carry on and to take our culture, which is so rich. It is so full that there's so many discoveries that they're finding out now that our Native people have been doing for many, many years, which have benefited in health, in prosperity, our monetary systems, our educational systems, our community systems, our care for our youth and for our elders. All of those are remarkable in itself, but now people are starting to gather some of that ecological knowledge, EK they call it, that we have been practicing, not knowing it. I tell the story, I can go to my aunt's house and have dinner, and if I do something wrong, she'll whip me. If I go back to my house, my mom finds out, she'll whip me too. That's how it was, and on our res, that's our community. That's how we care for each other. We looked out for each other. We would, only one car on a reservation, we'd all hop in it and go to the store. Or we'd go to the doctor. We took care of each other. Those were our principles being raised. And respect, you do not talk back to your mom, dad, aunts, uncles, or anybody, because that was not respectful. So we taught us to respect our elders and have that respect for ours who watch over us. And so I thank the Lake County Board of Supervisors, and working with many of you from different times. I appreciate your welcoming me into your areas of sphere of influence and so on. And I appreciate this time, and I celebrate with all the rest of my sisters and brothers and aunties and uncles here. Oh.
All right. Any other comments from the public? Come on up.
That's okay. Good morning, and thank you. Thank you, especially Elder Montez, for sharing the message of culture, hope, and we appreciate that. And this should be a celebration, not just for one day, 1 week, 1 month. The celebration last Friday at the gallery, the reopening of the Pomo Gallery was fabulous. The courthouse museum, and I encourage everyone to go visit. It's a lovely exhibit, not only in terms of curatorship, but especially because of curatorship, because the explanations are by the words of the people who lived it. And we're talking about community, and thank you so much for teaching us about community.
Yes, I want to recognize and thank our Native American communities, our tribes in Lake County, for their contributions here thousands of years ago, all the way up to today. I thank you for opening your big times to the public. I've been fortunate to go to some of those over the last few years, and it's amazing to see those events. So I really appreciate having the opportunity to go. Thank the Tribal Advisory Committee that's done all the work to make sure that Pomo Gallery was opened up this month and available to the public, and also recognize their work on the Pomo family statue that's going to be coming hopefully by the end of this year or the first of next year. So thank you very much for your contributions.
It really is an honor to have tribal leadership here with us today and to recognize the relationships that we have with each other and how we've really been investing in each other. And one of the most significant things for me since sitting on this board is having a chance to work with so many of you and Chairman Simon and my colleague, the chair. And the amount of learning that has happened over the years because we are together and because we're sitting at the table and listening to each other. We have this region to co-manage together moving forward. And it's really going to take all of us working together to look out for all of the people that live here and the environment as it is changing around us. And so we really need to continue to lean on our relationships and invest in each other. So thank you so much for being here today and for showing up continually. I really appreciate it.
Anytime we get to celebrate diversity is a good day. I think there's so much more to learn than just what we see within our own lives and our own experiences. And having these moments, I cherish these moments. I think that unfortunately we have these moments because of the past, that we have to talk about these things, that we have to celebrate, we have to honor these things, because the future is all of us together. The past may have had some separations and some real bad history, and it's okay to talk about that as long as we're moving forward and making progress, and tomorrow is together and not going backwards. It is unfortunate that some of the rhetoric that we're hearing is trying to reverse some of those conversations, but I think all of us together are going to have much better opportunities to solve the problems that we all face together, rather than trying to think that any one of us has all the answers to solve the problems. And so increasing and opening our minds to everybody in our community and not trying to exclude folks like we have in the past, I think is just the opportunity we need to keep pushing forward, and appreciate these moments. So thank you all for being here, and thank you, Chair Crandall, for continuing to bring these.
Growing up here, we were all raised as one. I felt that I thought we were kind of protected here in Lake County from a lot of the, what would you call it, racisms and that type of stuff, stigmas, yes. We were just raised that we were all one. We all went to school together. I've learned a lot since I've been on the board. I'm still learning. I still have a lot to learn. I know that I tried to stop by the museum to see the culture over here at this museum. Actually, Mr. Bruno and I tried to stop by there last week, and I'm going to have to go by there. It was closed on the day I went by. I'm really excited about the statue coming forward, but it's always been something that I admired, the Native culture and the Native lands, a lot of the stuff that's brought forward. There was that old song back when I was a kid, when I was about a senior in high school, the cowboys dressing up like Indians and the Indians dressing up like cowboys. So there was just so much that we had in common, and I appreciated, and even now some of my favorite jewelry and stuff reflects that. So I want to thank you for your culture and what you're bringing forward.
I thought of something just real quick when we were talking. There was so they know us as Pomo Indians, and Elder Montez had mentioned Habenapo, and that's what the people called themselves. That was Habenapo Gauk. And so we had our own names that we called ourselves. In my tribe, it was the Noha Gauk or Shigum Gauk. And so Po is this shell right here, which is basically money. And so Mo is a cavern or it's a little like stove that you make in the ground that bakes that cavern. And so we had a monetary system here, and there's a lot of history that says, well, like my great-great-great-grandfather at Blue Lakes, they say he gave away that land for shells. Well, when I went to Iraq, they changed the dinar. The dinar had Saddam Hussein's face on it, and then when we got there, it changed to one without it, and that was no longer valuable. So our people thought this was still valued. And so when they traded it, they were like, "Oh, we're good." But little did they know the other form of currency changed. So that's another thing I want to help people realize, because when people think of it like, "Oh, they just traded it for shells." Well, think of that concept. And so so I guess the people that when they came and realized who we were and said, what are they? What do they call themselves? Said, well, they must be Pomo. Well, they must have heard everyone talking about making money, so they decided to call us that. So I figured I would tell that story to educate and give some insight to that. So thank you everybody for coming. Thank you for making comments. And I think if there's nothing else, we'll go ahead and let Sam take the picture.
Whoa. Great, terrific. Thank you so much.